What's going on, everybody? It's Achilles WT coming at you with a brand new video, and in today's video we will be showcasing a brand new build that I came up with to kind of reinvent the wheel with Sonya. I will not be going into the first two talents that I picked with this build because they're the same that you should be accustomed to seeing me pick. Same talents that you should be accustomed to seeing really a lot of Sonya users pick. So I won't be going over those because it will be War Paint and Focus Attack. But what I will spend the early game talking about is the reason why I chose to kind of like change the way I was going. And to basically make a long story short, I found that the way that I got accustomed to using Sonya and the way that I got accustomed to building her, just to be brutally honest, was not working anymore. It was not working the same way that it used to. The damage wasn't coming through as good as it used to. The plays weren't being made as frequently as they were before. Just everything was just not working as like efficiently as it was before. So with that being said, I felt like it was time to make a change on my end to kind of keep her in the game. Because it really, what really was the issue is that the way the game is being played now was kind of negating a lot of the things that I used to do before. And that's exactly why I chose to change up what I was doing. And the thing is, I've actually changed the build to the point where I found a different way to use her, but a way nonetheless that actually has some kind of viability to it. Depending on your playstyle and depending on a number of things. Definitely depending on your composition, because I have yet to try it as a solo tank on the team, and I have no interest in doing so. Wait, am I a solo tank right now? Yeah, I am actually. So that, look at that. We are going to be the only tank on the team right now. So we'll actually see if this actually works when you're the only one on the team, because this is more of a full-blown assassin kind of build that has a lot of upside to it as far as making plays. What is going to be hard is going against an Illidan with a Tassador standing directly behind him. But the Tassador actually bailed on him here, and we might just be able to sneak that. There you go. So with that being said, I am going to go back to getting seeds because that is the objective of this map. This actually makes us a little more interesting to see if this new build, something that I've grown accustomed to calling the Hunter build, this is going to be interesting to see if this actually works as the only tank on the team. Because I'm not really sure that it can, but I would absolutely love to be wrong. Now, you may say that having an Uther on the team kind of does a lot to help with the whole being the only tank on the team thing, but at the end of the day, he's not officially regarded as a tank, even though he may have some tank qualities about him. So it still is what it is. Don't necessarily think we need to be fighting the enemy team here on the first set of tributes, but it is what it is. I am probably going to get caught by that. I damn sure do. Nice zoning there by Arjana. I can't tank the Garden Terror and deal with this Tassador at the same time. Now, the idea behind this build, that's something that I should actually mention in advance. The idea behind this build is actually to spec into... We should back. There's no need to fight the enemy team here. We'll be fine. Go for the bottom one. We need to go for the bottom one. The idea behind this build is actually to spec into Sonya's auto attack and her mobility. And if you do both, you find that Sonya becomes a completely different hero. She becomes more, like I said, more, dare I say, like a hunter, like a full-blown assassin. She becomes a hero that could essentially reach targets from anywhere. But after she's done like doing what she does to the targets, damage-wise, she has a lot of viability as far as like escaping. She has options of getting away. Now this Garden Terror is following me like a madman right now, and I'm not exactly sure why. But we do need to, yeah, Uther's gonna die. I don't think we should be fighting this. I do not have the health to go for this. That being said though, we are gonna go in on Zul. I did not notice the Garden Terror was doing that much for us. We are going to go in on Tassador as well. I actually have no opening to pick that talent. I'm going to pick it right now. Level 7, this is the first major change that I made. Going old school with the talent picks, going for follow-through instead of the conventional ferocious healing. I'm throwing self-healing out of the window for more of a consistent critical hit, basically. And with Sonya, having follow-through is tremendous because she has the seismic slam that's always on a 1-second cooldown. So you get those critical hits a lot more often. Now, I am going to stay behind here. I generally don't like showcasing a build and taking objectives like this because then it like kind of gets me away from using the hero and showcasing what I want to showcase. But I really, really, really want to win this game, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Now, this will be the first time that I'm actually seeing the new changes to the Garden Terror, and I will say straight up that I actually like. Murky is really, really not paying attention. I had this for a little while before he actually sent that message. Murky's really not paying attention here if he's asking me for that, but I do like the changes they made to the Garden Terror, making it so that you can't just drop a plant and run away. I actually appreciate that they made it so that you actually have to stand there and attack the areas in order to get real damage from them. It actually puts more of an emphasis on destroying the plant, basically. I like it a lot better this way. It makes it a lot more fair, and it actually makes it a lot more fun. And the increased cooldown is also pretty nice, too. I am going to actually try to help. We're not getting anything on Illidan right now. I am going to I'm going to hang out here just for a little while, just so I can put another plant down and go right back to what I was doing. We are going to just try and get Illidan to move away. I did. This player clearly doesn't understand that I can't do any damage unless I put down a plant first. And that plant has a very, very hardcore cooldown. So I can't just go around swinging at forts anymore. That's part of what they changed. Which is why I'm not even going to bother answering in the chat, because I do know that and he doesn't. But first impressions of that change are very, very good. I definitely think it's better now. Defensively, it'll be better. It'll be a lot more fun to defend against. It won't feel as tedious as it did before. Now, level 10, this is probably the biggest change. I actually found myself going for leap these days. And this also helps with Sonya's mobility. She can get targets anywhere, like I said. And this is not a build that's going to show up on the stat sheet. I'll put that out there right now. You are not necessarily going to lead in hero damage with this kind of build, but you absolutely will get a lot of kills and a lot of assists with this build, which at the end of the day, takedowns do matter, so it's not so bad. Top lane is actually pushed in pretty well, so there's really nothing I could do there except hang out. We should have went for that bruiser camp. I am going to make my way to the bottom lane and try to help out this Uther. He is in a good health situation. Actually not worried about these guys at all. No doubt Zul is going to try and use his bone prison on me. Really not worried about that either. He doesn't have any significant follow-up with him right now. We are going to peel the enemy's Tassadar as well. Zul should get taken out here fairly easily. And he does. We should be going for seeds. So far, so good. So far, so good. Oh my god. That's unfortunate. Here comes the enemy Illidan. I actually thought about engaging with the leap right there, but it would have been a waste. It would have been a definite waste, seeing as I don't have any fury on me right now. I did step back into that a little too soon. See, the enemy hammer is actually in a position to do some damage. I'm not sure who just got taken out. Okay, it was Murky. Not so bad. Hammer wants to show herself like that again. I'm all for it, because I could just leap on her. And you see that's exactly what's going on right now. We are going to jump past the enemy front line. We do peel a bit for the team, but it does get us killed. That's where the solo tank aspect kind of gets us killed. Right there, perhaps I should have just stood with my teammates rather than jumping into the back line like that. Definitely my fault. Jaina does actually secure a very big kill. That's actually very good. Hopefully they can stay alive long enough for me to come back. I don't To come to think about it now, I don't necessarily think there was a need to actually fight the enemy team still. But it does happen that way sometimes. I am going to try and make my way back. We do hit level 13. At level 13, we still go for Mystical Spear. We've only died once so far, and we're going to try and keep that death count as low as possible. But I do want to put it out there that that is going to be a little bit of a mission, considering that we don't have a conventional front line with us. Which goes a long way towards, like, avoiding death. Merc can grab this one if he wants. He has my blessing. Doesn't look like he's going for it, though. And a fight breaks out and I'm not there. They do take out Hammer, though. This time I am around. We are going to be able to take out Illidan. Right now I'm currently rooted. Do secure another kill. We are going to secure another kill. I absolutely need my teammates here with me. We are going to take out that Tassador. Oh, God, I need to disengage. I need to disengage. I need some healing. I need some healing. There goes a little bit right there. I could continue to go in on this Diablo. Oh, God, that was almost really bad. And we do take him out. There we go. And that's essentially the idea behind this build. Get in, do your work, get out. I don't understand this Murky. I thought he would have went for it like he called for it last time and then just did not go for it. Unless he did and I'm just not paying attention. I don't think I'm paying attention. That's my fault. I thought it was still sitting there. Definitely my bad. And somehow we have the lead in hero damage. That makes no sense. See, and right there, we made the Terror make a conscious decision on whether or not he wanted to hang around. And we actually don't need to focus that at all because that thing does not do any damage anymore on its own. Again, that was part of the change that they made. So maybe this player is not aware of the changes either. And this is going to be the other big-time change that we make to the build. Going for no escape at level 16. Again, speccing into Sonya's. This is not going to do anything again. That's just a waste. That is not going to do anything at all. We should not be pursuing this anymore. But again, speccing into Sonya's auto attack damage and her mobility does wonders. We are going to jump in on this Hammer. And I might actually regret that. We do get a D-shield, though. We're putting as much damage as we can. We do get Tassador out of there. I do get stunned pretty hardcore. Why is everybody being so toxic? As long as I get some help here, I should be fine. It's alright, dude. Don't get crazy. Zul is probably going to kill me. I don't think there's any reason to get crazy right now. We're doing just fine as a team. Everything's all good. We had a good level advantage. Yeah, we kind of blew it, but a little more XP and we have a 2-level advantage all over again, so it's not the end of the world. Right now we have 9 more kills in the enemy team. There's absolutely no reason to be negative inside the chat. We should go for camps. This is a good opportunity to go for camps. Murky's playing a very, very good game. I'm not sure who was it that... Who was that said? Sylvanas is the one that said it. That's interesting. Murky's playing a very, very strong game for us right now, and I'm hoping that I'm not the only one noticing that. Seemed a little confused to me about whether or not he wanted to go for the Terror and stuff like that, but aside from that, he's playing a very strong game. And I still hesitate to count this as a solo tank effort because the Uther is actually doing a very, very good job of keeping me in the fight. So it's making up for the fact that I'm the only tank on the team. And I have another leap on deck at this point. Illidan is going to make a bad decision there that he did not know was a bad decision until it was too late. Look at that. We take out both. Diablo's Apocalypse goes for nothing, so now that's on the cooldown. That's 3 positives in a row right there. 2 takedowns. And Diablo burning his ultimate before Garden Terror. Sorry for that. I had to AFK for a second. We are going to try our best to go in on this enemy team. We are going to dive in on this hammer again. We do get Diablo on the insta-res. They take out Murky, no big deal. Now, we didn't actually get any real value out of that leap necessarily as far as a takedown is concerned, but it did take Hammer out of the fight, and that's still a positive anytime you can pull that off. Right now, we need seeds. We already have enough for one. I'm in a very, very bad position here. But we do have the Uther, and that's exactly what I was kind of counting on right there. I'm going to ping to my team that I'm going for a fountain, and I'm going to come right back. I have 20 seconds left until my leap gets off cooldown. I believe the Diablo is actually trying to slam the other person, not me. He does not succeed. We do have that water elemental right next to us to help us. We are going to get that terror out of the way. I need some heals. I need some heals. We do receive them. Currently in the bone zone, as Kai would say. Can't believe I just said that. Everything going good. Everything going good. Tassador is actually very, very weak. I did not notice. We are going to go in on him. Because why not? And that's exactly... Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Just jumped in. And if I wanted to, one ability, and I'm out of there. No problem. Almost as fast as a mountain. That's, again, the idea. And then you finish the build off with Nexus Blades to add that much more auto attack damage. I'm going to get these seeds because I'm obsessive compulsive, and that's going to bother me seeing them on the map. Still somehow have the lead in hero damage. Really, that's that I could attribute to the Uther more than anything because he just keeps bailing me out of bad spots. I absolutely love the new Garden Terror format. And the speed of no escape is so good. So good. 20 seconds left until we get our heroic off cooldown. By the way, I'm fully expecting everybody to everybody that's been with the channel for a while now, I'm fully expecting everybody to blast me for going leap now. But it is what it is. I'm thick-skinned. I can take that one on the chin. But you can see how it's working. And again, even without bringing attention to the leap, you see how many critical hits were popping up every single time we do anything. It all amounts to quite a bit. I'm actually glad that somebody else is grabbing the terror because I did not want to do it anymore. Even though I like the new format because it gives me a viable excuse to stand around trying to hit enemy heroes with the terror, which is a lot more fun than people like give it credit for being. Don't want to go in on task just yet. Did want to get that Fury up though. With this team push, if we play this right, we might be able to actually do some serious damage. Illidan is in a bad spot here. Not in a bad enough spot that we could actually take full advantage though. Diablo just blitzkriegs right past everything, effectively putting himself in a good position to get killed. We are going to leap on everything. Look at that. I'm not even sure that completely landed the way it was supposed to. This is just going really, really well right now. Everything is going in our favor. We have complete momentum. We are going to go for this core and try to end the game, which I completely agree with. And the criticals are just so powerful right now. Look at that, 321 on every auto attack after the abilities. Nuts. Damn. I'll play it all. Hopefully I did a good job of showcasing the idea behind the build. I absolutely love this new approach to it. My favorite hero in the game. Again, I understand that I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world because I was the guy on record talking about how shitty Leap was, and now here I am showing a brand new build, showcasing exactly how good the heroic is. But it is what it is. I can admit when I'm wrong with that kind of thing. You see right here, we did die 2 times. But again, it would have been a lot more if we didn't have a top-notch Uther on the team who was doing a good job of de-shielding me and giving me like heals exactly when I needed them. Not to mention landing key stuns to get us out of danger. We had a very, very good Uther on the team, but we did get the idea out there. 14 kills and 9 assists. That's exactly what you're going for with this Hunter build. You're going for high output on the takedown front more than anything. The hero damage, that's not always going to be there, so do not think for 1 second that that's a gift, that's a given, that you're going to get that no matter what. That is not a given at all. What you're going for are the actual takedowns. That's the idea behind the build. Reviewing the build itself here. And again, the general idea was speccing into Sonya's auto attack damage as well as her mobility. And the first half is all auto attack, as you can see, with War Paint at level 1. Basic attacks heal you for 30% of the damage dealt. With Focus Attack at level 4, every 10 seconds your next basic attack against the hero deals 60% additional damage, and basic attacks reduces cooldown by a second. To level 7, follow through after using an ability, your next basic attack within 6 seconds deals 40% additional. That stacks with the 60% you're already getting from Focus. So you get double damage. By the time you get to level 7, every other auto attack you want to say gives you double damage on the auto attack, so that's big. Then at level 10, this was the first big hardcore change. This is probably the biggest hardcore change that makes it a Hunter build. The Leap has a 70-second cooldown, which I'm going to flat out say, playing Sylvanas and using Mind Control really showed me how not so scary a 70-second cooldown really is. It's really not that big of a deal. You have them on deck enough for it to be effective, and the stun is very good. I still feel like it should be a little bit longer for a heroic. I will still go on the record with that. But 1.5 definitely gets the job done. It definitely gets you directly past the front line. There's no way you can't get past the front line. And if you can take out the back line in a fast manner with this one ability, it goes a very long way towards helping your team win the entire team fight. At level 13, we keep Mystical Spear, which really reduces the cooldown of Ancient Spear by 4 seconds. That's kind of the biggest reason you want to pick it, because then you're essentially able to spam off your spear a lot more often, but it also pulls you to the target location. So that's escapability move number 1. And then escapability move number 2 is no escape at 16. Increases the movement speed bonus from using a basic and heroic ability from 10% to 25%. So basically this almost makes you as fast as a mount. Whether you want to chase down targets with this or run away, it has its uses on both fronts. And finally, at level 20, again, you go right back to speccing into our auto attack. Nexus Blades, basic attacks deal 20% more damage and slow the enemy movement speed by 20% for 1 second. Again, I still have yet to really notice the slow on the auto attacks, but I absolutely notice the increase in damage. It amounts to quite a bit of effectiveness. Again, we went 14-2 essentially, and somehow led the way in hero damage. Obviously, we were the only tank on the team, so that really doesn't mean anything. But you get the idea. You can basically catch any hero anywhere. As soon as they expose themselves, they become a viable target with this build. And the first time I used this, I actually found myself using Leap over and over and over again on an enemy Nova, and there was nothing she could do to get away from me. Every time I leaped on her, it was a guaranteed kill, and I killed her about 7 times that game using the Leap. Just her. 7 times, and that was when my eyes really opened up to like the possibilities with it, and now I've actually fully transitioned over to it again. The current way the game is being played, I felt like there was a change needed, and this is not the first time that I've done that with Sonya necessarily, because I actually was using Wrath of the Berserker back in May when everybody was using Leap back in the day. Everybody was leaping left and right, and I was using Wrath of the Berserker. And then next thing you know, a transition was made over the next few months where Leap was no longer picked and Wrath of the Berserker was everywhere. So now this is essentially my attempt at reinventing the wheel again for myself. And it won't. I think it'd be kind of funny if you see this actually popping up elsewhere, because I just come up with these things on my own. I do not look at hot slogs. I don't look at anything. I just go by what I'm seeing and make the adjustments on my own. And if they just so happen to work, they just so happen to work. I don't bat 1,000 with these things. But Sonya is my main hero in the game. She's my best hero. And this is the only hero in the game that I would absolutely speak on this confidently. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, I appreciate all the support. See, we can't really do much more with her yet unless they raise the level cap. Hint, hint. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I always appreciate the support. It's Achilles LBT. As always, that's Achilles with the Z. Remember it.